I was told once as a parent, you should never threaten and you should never bribe. And I remember thinking, oh goodness, what else is there? No, jokes aside, I don't think of myself as someone who threatens or bribes her children too much. And then I was lucky enough last year to do some teacher training with Heart Matters Academy and the amazing Shanley Schaefer from Heart Matters Academy. And she speaks about in the home having a no threatening language rule. And a little while ago, I started noticing that Joey started saying things to me like, well, if you do that, then I'm not going to be your son anymore. Or, well, then I'm never going to play with you anymore. And I thought, oh gosh, where is he getting this threatening language from? So I'd always respond and I'd be like, Joey, no threatening language. We don't use threatening language at home. And then the one day he turned around and he said to me, well, it's your consequence. And I was like, oh goodness, he's learning it from me. And I realized that although I wasn't seeing it as me being threatening, very often when Joey was making bad choices with behavior, I would say things to him like, Joey, stop doing that, otherwise you're going to get a consequence. Joey, stop doing that, otherwise you're going to go to your room. And the truth is that is actually threatening. And I always hit massive resistance when I did that. And so, we all have different triggers. And one of my triggers is when Joey bullies his younger brother or hurts his younger brother. I just see red. I just get so angry. So what happens, how it plays out normally is Joey will want my attention. I'll be busy with something. He will hurt Benji to get my attention. I'll see red. I'll shout at him. I want my jaw clenched. I'll say, Joey, stop doing that. If you don't stop doing that, you're going to your room. And I looked at it and I was like, wow, I'm really just modeling a whole lot of threatening behavior. And there are a few things there. The one is that if I'm not watching, what's to stop him doing it? Because he's not going to get the consequence. And the other is that I'm making the choice for him. And Shanley speaks about, she uses the traffic light system. So it's very simple. It's red, which is stop. Then there's orange, which is think, I have choices, and green, which is do, make a good choice. And she speaks about how introducing this traffic light system is really good because it helps a child to understand that they are the only one who can choose what they are going to do. They are the only one who can make a choice about their behavior. So I try to rephrase things. So when Joey now thumps Benji, I've tried to rephrase it and say, Joey, stop. Think about this. If you do that, you're choosing a consequence. Do you want a consequence? You have a choice here. Do you want a consequence? If you don't want a consequence, then make a good choice. And it's amazing to see how just giving him that locus of control, so giving him the power to make the choice himself, as opposed to me imposing it on him, changes his behavior. And where previously he would defiantly do it anyway, he now stops and he goes, I don't want a consequence. So I say, well, it's your choice. You can either choose one or you can not choose one. So what's it going to be, boy? And it's amazing how that has far more effect on his behavior, just giving him back that locus of control. And bribing works much the same way, because with bribing, you're saying, if you do this good behavior, I will reward you. Whereas if you give them the locus of control, it's saying, if you choose to do something good, if you make a good choice, there will be a good consequence. And that's a reward, not a bribe. So the reason for doing this is twofold. One, in the moment, it can really help with shaping the behavior. But the other is that you want your child to make good choices, not because anyone's breathing down their neck or going to arrest them if they don't. You want them to make good choices because they're the good choices to make. So starting with this when they're really young really helps to internalize that feeling that they have a choice. And they always have a choice. It might not be a choice that they want. It might not be a choice that they like, but they always have a choice. And they are the only ones that can choose what their behavior will be. No one else can do that for them. And that's a very powerful tool if you can give them that to use. So yeah, very simply, stop, think, I have choices, and do make a good choice. It's a really, really powerful one to use. We've actually got traffic lights up around our house that I visually refer back to the boys. And it's so interesting because I didn't start off doing this with Joe, but with Benji, even as young as 2, I've started doing it with him. And it's amazing how much more powerful it is to say to a 2-year-old, do you want a consequence, my love? And it's really great because it can take all the anger out of it, because we use anger in the threat as to give it more clout, right? But if you take out the anger because you're taking out the threat, then it's really simple. It's, do you want this choice or not? It's up to you. And I've just found that for myself a really, really powerful tool. So I would really advise you to go and check out Heart Matters Academy and Shanley and the work she does. It's really amazing. I'll tag her so that you can see that, but on the video. But yeah, have a try with just returning that locus of control to your child and helping them to understand that the choices they make result in the consequences they get, as opposed to something you're imposing. Okay, good luck. Let me know how